All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to this year's 10th annual Paint It Ellicott City, presented by Art in Ellicott City. I'm Ellie, the Gallery and Programs Coordinator here at the Howard County Arts Council. Thank you all for joining us. And first off, I'd like to thank our presenting sponsor, Art in Ellicott City, and our longtime partner, Visit Howard County, for supporting us. Thank you to the Manelli family for yet again supporting the event with the contribution of the coveted Gino Awards, and the rest of our sponsors, Patapsco Heritage Greenway and Ellicott City Partnership and AARP Maryland. I'm happy to announce that we'll be awarding over $9,000 this year in awards. And due to this year's circumstances, we've made changes to our usual procedures. So first I'll go over all the information that pertains to all the artists. And then at some point I'll go through information that is just for the juried artists and then information that is just for the open paint artists. So this year, and actually I'm going to share my screen here so that you can see. This is the juried artist information packet. All of the information towards the beginning is the same for both packets. So in case you're wondering why this one says juried. The Paint Out headquarters for this year is going to be at the Howard County Center for the Arts. The address is listed right here. We'll have information, water, and restrooms available. And throughout the weekend, we'll be open. And our phones will be on as well. So if you have any questions, if anything comes up, feel free to call us. And the exact times that will be open is listed in the event schedule, which is further below. And everyone should have gotten either their juried artist information packet or their open paint information packet emailed to them. But you'll also get a copy when you check in. For checking in, you only need to check in once throughout the weekend, and tomorrow, Thursday, October 15th, is our main check-in day. And because it's the main day, we are asking artists to sign up in advance for a time slot. I think most of you have already signed up, so that's great. If you're planning on checking in tomorrow, please sign up for a time in advance. If you have extra canvases that need to get stamped throughout the weekend, you're welcome to come by the center and get those stamped. You don't have to sign up in advance if you're coming Friday through Sunday, but a phone call in advance would be greatly appreciated because our building will only be open to painted artists on Friday and Sunday. And again, those times that we're open is listed in the event schedule. We're only going to be stamping blank canvases and paper. If there's a light wash, very basic wash, that's acceptable as well, but there can't be any underpainting or drawing on there. Our paint out boundaries, I'll scroll down here to the map. We extended our boundaries outside of just historic Ellicott City down here. So the boundaries are going up here to Route 40, including Patapsco Valley State Park, the Hollowfield area. And to the left, we have Route 29. To the right, we have the river and a little bit of this Catonsville area down here. And then it goes down here, and the exact house numbers are listed down here. So there should be plenty of space for social distancing. I don't know what Ellicott City has been looking like over the weekend, how busy or packed it's getting. So if it's, if you don't feel comfortable painting down there, the Patapsco Valley State Park Hollowfield area is also a great location to go to. And I believe they do have a fee you might have to pay to access the park. Here's the event schedule if you were looking for that. Water and restrooms and amenities. So obviously the Howard County Center for the Arts will be open for bathrooms. We have water here available, but we also have bathrooms located at the Howard County Welcome Center and the Ellicott City Partnership. So their addresses are listed here in the packet. Also, businesses have been asked to be welcoming to the artists, and we just ask that you try to support these local businesses by purchasing any food or drink. We are including coupon books in your packets. So there's lots of great coupons in here for you to take advantage of. And most businesses do have outdoor seating and takeout options available for those not wanting to dine in. Also in your packets, we have various maps. You'll get a map of old Ellicott City and all the businesses there, as well as a map that has all the historic sites listed. So if you're looking for something to paint, that will be helpful. Juried artists, you should have received your postcards in the mail. If you want extra ones, we can have extra ones available for you. And open paint artists, your postcards will be in your packet for you. So feel free to share those with friends and family. We're also providing face masks this year to all the artists. So they'll be individually packed and they'll be in your packet for you to use. So feel free to wear these in support of the event and so that passersby can identify you as a participating artist. And while we're talking about face masks, we just ask that you follow physical distancing and wear a mask when distancing is not possible. We're also including an artists at work sign. So you can hang this on your easel or anywhere near you so that if you're in an area where people are walking by, they know that you're painting and to keep their distance. And then we have these optional physical distance kits that we put together. They contain garden stakes, string, and chalk for you to create a safe space around you while you work. If you're in an area that allows you to set these things up, and if you want this kit, you're welcome to pick one up when you check in. Of course, be mindful of if you're setting up on a sidewalk, you can't really take up the whole sidewalk. You still have to leave some space for people to walk by. And unfortunately, this year, the quick draw was scheduled, but the quick draw scheduled for this year was canceled, but we hope to bring it back next year. So for juried artists specifically, you may exhibit up to 2 paintings in the final gallery exhibit. Artists, we're asking you to drop off your work ready to hang and framed because there will be no space available to frame your work here. Also, loan forms will be included in your packet. So please complete those and bring those completed when you drop off your work. The main drop-off day is Monday from 9 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. And if you're dropping off on Monday, we ask that you schedule a time in advance. And in your event schedule down here, there are links for, signing up to drop off, link for check-in as well. But you can also drop off your work any day, Thursday through Sunday. So if you get done on Saturday and say, hey, I just want to drop off my paintings, you are welcome to do so. Because Monday is the final day, that's the day that we ask that you schedule a time to drop off. And I just repeat that is the final day to drop off your artwork. So if you do not drop off your artwork before that, we probably won't be able to accommodate it into the exhibit. So make sure that you schedule a time, that you drop off your work in time. And in addition to the physical exhibit for juried artists, we will be making we'll have the exhibit up virtually for those unable to visit. So in order to do that, we're having a professional photographer, Dan Goodrich, come through and photograph everyone's artworks. So those photographs will be made available to you in early November, and you are free to use those photographs in any social media, on your website, however you'd like to, as long as you credit the artists. So credit the photographer. So information on that is in your packet as well. For just the open paint artists, there will be no physical exhibit of the artwork, but instead we'll have a virtual exhibit and small awards available for open paint artists. So in order to submit your images, The deadline to submit is Monday. Here, let me pull that up. The deadline to submit is Monday at 12:30 p.m. And here is a link to submit your images. You have to take your either photos on your phone or a separate camera, and then you can fill out the Google form with your artwork information and submit the images that way. If for some reason you can't attach the images via the form, they can be emailed separately to me. And then we will create a virtual exhibit for those artworks. And then our reception, just like tonight, we will be hosting it via Zoom, as well as the award presentation. We'll be sharing those virtual exhibits, just like I'm doing now with sharing my screen. We'll be viewing the artworks virtually, and we'll have our sponsors and jurors there announcing the awards. I'll be sending out that invitation tomorrow. I didn't want to send it before today so that, didn't want to confuse people. So I'll be sending that out tomorrow. And just like with this one, you'll get a reminder the day before. And some last minute things. We ask that you try to track your location or share your artwork through social media. We have the hashtag set up, hashtag #PaintItEC and hashtag #PaintItEllicott City. And also follow us on Instagram. It's #PaintItEllicott City. And throughout the weekend, we'll be reposting your images, and we'll follow those hashtags. So make sure you're using those hashtags. Luckily, we're no longer in the sweltering heat of summer, but I still want to remind you all to stay hydrated because that's important, of course. Our friends at Ellicott City Partnership will be delivering water to artists in the downtown Ellicott City area, but they'll also have water available at their location on Main Street. I ask that you keep an eye on the weather, as is typical with Maryland weather. Tomorrow, it's supposed to be a beautiful day, high of 77. And then it looks like it drops about 20 degrees on Friday. So bring extra layers, just keep some extra layers, extra sweaters, anything you need, even in your car or something, in case it gets cold, and especially if you're working earlier in the day or later in the day when it tends to get cooler. And then a friendly reminder, we just ask that you are responsible with any trash or waste that you might accumulate while working. Be sure to properly dispose of everything or bring a trash bag with you. And we just ask that you respect the community and neighborhood and leave it looking as beautiful as possible. Now I saw that there were a couple things going on in the chat. So I'm gonna see if there were some questions. And / open it up to questions. So if you guys have questions, go ahead and throw them in the chat box. I'm gonna start reading some of these and answering them. Bruno asked, any farms there? I don't think there are any farms within our limits. So no farm painting, sorry about that. Someone asked, is light drawing acceptable at the time of stamping? There should be no drawing on the canvas. It should be either blank or have a light wash, meaning like a single color, but there should be no drawing on your surface. Oh, and I don't know if I mentioned, but there's no limit to how many artworks or how many paintings or paper that you can get stamped. So feel free to bring as much as you want stamped and we'll stamp them all. Again, both juried and open paint artists, you're allowed to submit up to 2 of your best paintings for inclusion in the exhibits. Someone asked, I will probably drop off on Sunday. Is there a specific time or sign up for Sunday? You don't have to sign up in advance for Sunday. Our building is open to Paint It artists only from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. So you can either show up. Best thing to do would be give us a call in advance just so we can expect you. But you don't have to sign up in advance on Sunday, and you can definitely drop off on Sunday. Someone asked, can you post the map with the borders so it's accessible before? Yes, I had sent this full packet to everyone. So the map is included in this packet. It should have been in the email that I sent to you. So it's within this packet. But if you need it personally as a separate thing, I can send that out as well. Someone asked, can it be a dark wash? It can be any wash you want. It can be light wash, dark wash, whatever you want. As long as it's a single color, that's fine. We just don't want any like underpainting or under drawings going on. Is PFI open? And if so, what time are they open? I believe they are open, but I would double check their website. I don't know if, I believe they usually are open on the weekends during specific times, but with COVID and everything, I don't know what has changed. But yes, definitely Patapsco Female Institute grounds are within our boundaries. Mount Ida, all of those good historic sites are within our boundaries that you can visit. Someone asked, do open painters need to get their canvases and panels stamped? Only if you want to participate in the virtual exhibit, do you need to get your panels stamped. And I asked that for the virtual exhibit, send a picture of your painting, but also send a picture of the back of the painting with the stamp so that I can verify that it was created, during this time. But if you don't think you're gonna, submit images to the virtual exhibit, then you don't need to get your canvases stamped. Someone asked, curious about the factory by the river. Is it okay to park there? Is that area out of bounds for painting? That area, if I believe you're talking about the Wilkins Rogers Mill. I believe that's it. That is right here within the boundaries, but I don't know if parking is available. There is parking throughout downtown Ellicott City. All the parking lots are free to park. So there's plenty of parking. I just don't know if specifically the Wilkins Rogers Mill parking is available to people. Someone asked again, PFI, yes, it's within the boundaries. Check their website or check any, check online to see what hours they are open. Is the virtual exhibit on a website or just social media? The virtual exhibit will be on a separate website. It's actually a virtual exhibit platform that puts the artwork in like a 3D room. So it'll be a separate website in addition to the social media that we have set up. Someone asked, when can painters sign in on Friday or Saturday? Let's look at the event schedule. You can sign in on Friday between the hours of 10 a.m. and 5 p.m. Again, the building is only open to painted artists only, so if you can call in advance, that would be wonderful. Otherwise, we will be here and you can check in then. Saturday, we're open 10 to 4, and Sunday, we're open 10 to 4. So you don't have to sign up in advance for these days, Friday through Sunday, but a phone call in advance would be great, just so we know you're arriving. Someone said Wilkins Rogers is posted no trespassing, but you could park on the shoulder. Thank you, Karen. Someone said if we are in the open paint and we are submitting images online, do we have to frame the painting? Technically, no, you don't have to frame the painting since it's a virtual exhibit. Just send a picture of the actual artwork. If someone wants to buy the painting, I don't think we consider this. Ideally, yes, if the artwork is framed. If someone wants to buy it, I think it should be framed and ready for them to hang. I think that would be the most courteous thing to do. Unless, unless the buyer specifies that they don't want it framed. But usually for inclusion in all our exhibits, artwork has to be framed, ready to hang, and it's sold that way. So if someone wants to buy it, I would say, yes, it needs to be framed in that case. But just for the virtual exhibit, it does not need to be framed. PFI stands for the Patapsco Female Institute. Someone asked how many total painters are signed up for the event. We have 26 juried artists, and my open paint artists, my number of open paint artists just keeps going up every day. I think we're at around 30 open paint artists. Someone asked, what time can you start painting each day? After you get checked in and you get your canvases stamped, you can paint whatever time you want. There is no set time, no set end. You're welcome if you can only paint Saturday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. You can paint then, or you can paint just whenever you're able to. So there's no set time. You know, some people like to wake up early and get some of that sunrise time. Some people like to paint at night, which is totally fine. You're welcome to do so. Hope that answers that. Someone asked, how do you work purchases, pickup, drop off? In the case that someone wants to purchase your artwork and you're an open paint artist, that'll be handled directly with the artist. You know, we're only open 3 days out of the week, so we'll have to just schedule something one-on-one, and especially with the buyer too. So in that case, we'll be in contact for any artwork pickup or drop off if you're an open paint artist and your artwork sells. The open paint, we have a few small prizes for the open paint artists because it's a virtual exhibit and the artwork can't be judged in person. We just have small awards, nothing big, unfortunately. And open painters can still sign up. So over the weekend, we'll be open. We have registration forms here in person. If someone wants to come in person and sign up, they can sign up. They can still sign up on the website, just as many of you open painters already signed up that way. Either way, they can still sign up. So if you have a friend who wants to join, a family member who wants to, you know, participate, they can certainly still sign up throughout the weekend. Any other questions? I'm gonna make sure I covered everything. So a lot of you already signed up for tomorrow. We'll be set up outside. So when you arrive, you can just come up to our desk or our tables. Both me and Mary will be there in the morning, and you know, we'll stamp your canvases, whatever you have to get stamped, and I will be giving you your packets with all your information and stuff inside. Someone asked, or someone said, by the way, the Patapsco fee is just $2 for in-state and $4 for out. Thank you again, Karen. So if you're visiting Patapsco, just be aware there's a small fee to enter the park. And someone said there was a mention about a street vendor's license from Howard County. Yes, let me go up to this. In our packets, it says artists cannot sell on the streets of Ellicott City without a solicitor's permit from the Howard County Department of Consumer Affairs. So if you're interested in setting up, you know, on the street and trying to sell artwork, you do need to purchase, or you need to get a solicitor's permit. And so the contact information is there if you are interested in that. And then any sales made in connection with the paint out and the exhibit, we will take a 20% commission. And that includes work in our gallery as well. Is that if someone approaches you and wants to buy what you're working on? If someone approaches you and wants to buy what you're working on, I think you would still either need a permit or wait until the exhibit is up, and then we can coordinate the purchase that way. But I agree, yeah, if someone, you know, is walking by and is really interested in your painting and wants to purchase it, that's great. Any other questions? Someone mentioned road closing sign on Rogers Ave. There has been a sign on Rogers Ave right outside of, right next to the Arts Council, alerting people about Old Frederick Road further up the road is being closed, I think, over the weekend. But it doesn't affect anything within the boundaries. It doesn't affect your ability to get here to the Arts Council or to getting into downtown Ellicott City. But if you live in that Daniels area or are traveling through there, please be aware that Old Frederick Road is closed for construction or something. Someone asked, does anyone know if there's an easy path to the river at Patapsco? I found one steep trail, but it would be difficult to carry supplies. I think there should be river access right in around here. You should be able to access the river. And if you're referring to Patapsco River in the park, I do know that the trails up there are pretty steep to get down to the river. But there is a little spot where it's like an overlook inside the park where you can set up. It's a nice view of, like the trees and stuff. It's not right next to the river, but if you're interested in that, that is within at the Hollowfield area. And of course, if you guys have any questions over the weekend, I mean, you are welcome to ask anything at check-in. But if anything comes up over the weekend, you should have my email. You can always send me an email. I'll be here throughout the weekend. Our phones will be on, so you can give us a call and we'll help you out. Karen, who has just been giving us so much great information, said, there is river access just across from the parking lot behind the trolley stop, but be aware that upstream is private property and may be restricted. Thanks, Karen. I believe the trolley stop is like right down here, right across the bridge, right there in Ellicott City, and there's river access down here, but the further you go up here and on Owella Ave, it does turn into private property, and I think the road kind of goes uphill anyway, so you would still have to, travel downwards to get to the river. And be careful, tick season. Yes, that is true. I am hearing of so many people having contracted Lyme disease. So, be really careful if you're getting close to the river, doing any, going on any trails and stuff, bring, what is it called? Spray, bug spray, tick spray, and protect yourself, wear long sleeves if you're going through those deep woods and stuff. Thanks, Bruno, for that reminder. And check yourself for ticks too afterwards if you do happen to go through any woodsy areas. So if there are any other questions, making sure I went through everything. In your packets too, you'll get a little Howard County guide. So this has some good stuff in there too. And you got your coupon books in there too. And I think that's it for me. I'll give you guys a couple more minutes if you guys have any questions. But like I said, you can contact me, give us a call, we'll be here. And as Bruno is saying, paint on. So yes, get out there and paint and make some good work. Thank you guys for joining us tonight. And, we'll see you over the weekend. I'll be out. I'm sure we might cross paths. I'll be out there taking photos and stuff, and I'm looking forward to seeing all the beautiful work you guys create, especially, with it being fall, the leaves are starting to turn these beautiful colors. So we'll have some beautiful artwork in our gallery. And oh yeah, the exhibit for juried artists will be open the day after our virtual reception. So starting October 22nd through December 12th. Those are also the dates for the virtual exhibits. And I hope you guys will get to come see the exhibit in person. We are only open during limited hours. So we're open Tuesday and Thursday from 1 to 7, and then Saturdays 10 to 4. So if you're planning on coming to see the exhibit, you know, make sure you're planning between those hours. And, you know, we ask that you respect our rules, wear a mask inside, practice social distancing tomorrow. If you're coming in to get checked in, you know, we just ask that you wear a mask and get that, keep that in mind. And someone asked, what is the best number to call? That's going to be the office number. I'll throw it in here so you have it, but it will be, it's included in your packet. So that's just the Howard County Center for the Arts number. You know, feel free to call us. I think I included the number for Ellicott City Partnership as well. Stephanie there is making herself available throughout the weekend. So if you are in downtown Ellicott City and have any questions or problems, you can also give her a call. And thank you everyone for saying thank you, and thank you for joining us. Yeah, if you guys have any other last minute questions, I'll keep this open for a little bit, but otherwise you guys are free to leave. Thank you. Looking forward to seeing you guys. See you guys soon. Okay. Marita, your friend didn't get an invite. Wait, is she still in here? Marita. Who is your friend? And someone said, how many virtual exhibits are there? There will be 2 virtual exhibits, Elizabeth, if you're still in here. One for the juried artists and one for the open paint artists. And those links will be made available to you after. I'm gonna stop.